Hi guys, welcome back in. It has been a little bit too long. I do apologise for that. We've had some exciting things, or I've had some exciting things happen. Most notably, a nice endorsement by Natal Drums. I'm really excited about that. We've got some cool stuff happening. We've already done a few clinics. We'll be doing way more videos, way more clinics, way more show appearances, as well as some sort of product videos for their catalogue. I've also joined up with the guys at Evans who make absolutely fantastic heads, so go check them out. So what I wanted to do is, because I've had a bit of time away from doing these lessons, I wanted to tie them into my other lessons with Drum Central a little bit more and show you a bit more of the background of what I do with them. So I decided to dissect the first of the most recent batch of Drum Central lessons, which was on a Buddy Rich crossover thing. Now, if you go and link up to that, you'll see me playing. It's got a little crossover part and a little paradiddle diddle part of it. And what I want to talk about today is how I dissected that and learnt it in the short space of time that I had. Because of all these company things happening, the amount of time I had to practice got reduced, which just made me have to be really efficient with my time. Let's get to it. The lesson itself, which you can go and find in the link below, was singles, 16-note triplets, followed by a paradiddle diddle. The crossover part was this. Followed by a paradiddle diddle. Just paradiddle diddle. So with any of these things, the first thing I try and do is I ask a question that I've been writing up for all my students actually, which is, what is it and why can't I do it yet? So I try and find the thing that is holding me back, the bottleneck in this particular lick. Could be a rudiment, could be a groove, could be an overall concept of jazz or anything like that. And I work out what it is and I attack that instead of spending all my time practicing the lick. So through a little bit of research and a little bit of spying on myself, a couple of videos and recording, I noticed that the thing that was really tripping me up was a left hand going from the tom to playing two soft snare drum notes. Now that is in the Buddy Cross in the paradiddle diddle part, because the crossover part, that was up to speed within a few minutes because I've done a little bit of work on Eric Moore style crossovers before. So what was really holding me back was that part. So what I tend to do is I will ignore the part I can do for weeks on end. I'll just literally put it to the side. It's not going to get any worse by not practicing it, and in fact doing the thing you can't do will make it better. So I practiced the thing I can do. And what I wanted to do was I wanted to rip apart this motion, the one tom coming down to the two snare drums, into as many different ways as I could. So the obvious way was a paradiddle diddle. So I spent a long time practicing a paradiddle diddle around the drums with particular focus on keeping the left hand down like this. So tom, snare, snare, or paradiddle diddle. So just to give you an example of what I was practicing with that, sounds like this. Which was fine, and I got a certain amount of benefit from that. But what I like to do is I always like to keep asking that question, what is it and why can't I do it yet? So I realized that that was still tripping me up. So what I needed to do was analyze that and isolate that as much as possible. So what I ended up doing was creating a paradiddle diddle kick drum exercise of the left hand and kick drum. So we're going to play, instead of paradiddle diddle, start with the left, paradiddle diddle, and replace the right hand with the kick drum. That sounds like this. Once more, trying to be as ambidextrous as possible, or as equal as possible, I would throw in the odd right version of that. Maybe 3 lefts and 1 right, just to try and do what's called the check pattern, basically, which is I can do it really well on the right side, left side not so well. How does it feel to play it on the right? Let's make the left feel like that. How does it feel on the right? Let's get a little bit closer. It's a nice way of equalizing your exercises. The final thing I did, and this is how it tied into another lesson that's coming out, which is the Dave Weckl one, was I worked out that that motion is in something that I have not practiced and I should have practiced, which is the Steve Gadd Rhythmique. Now, if you don't know what that is, go check out all the 100 lessons on YouTube. But basically, it's this thing. Which contains that motion. So by practicing both the paradiddle diddle, by practicing my left kick drum or left and kick drum paradiddle diddle, and finally by practicing a Steve Gadd Rhythmique, I was able to really hone in on a few core skills, really isolate that motion, and in turn be able to play the Buddy Rich crossover, which is in the link below. So what I would implore you to do is, with anything that you're practicing, is to find the thing that is really holding you back and practice that, not the 14 other notes within the lick that you can already play. So, hope you guys dug this lesson. Please do hit subscribe, and I'll catch you next time.